Hello everyone, Happy New Year to you. It's Beth here again. Just going to say Happy New Year from myself and from the Crystal Skull Collective. What we're going to do today is I'm going to use a few of my cards. Let's have a look. I'm going to use the Wisdom from the Crystal Skull cards because this is a crystal. Can you see? Right, Wisdom of the Crystal Skulls Oracle cards. Clear Gumples and Tear Andromeda. So I'm going to use a few of those cards now just to have a look at how things are going for us all today. Now the cards I'm drawing are going to be quite general because obviously I'm reading for everyone sort of thing in general at the moment. Once I've done that, I'm going to use my Starman cards, which are my David Bowie cards, like using these, which are pretty amazing. David Bowie, by the way, took part in creating these cards, so he's sort of in them, but it's not a deck about David Bowie. It's a deck where he took part in the symbolism, so he's sort of in the cards, but in more of a symbolic way. But these cards are super, how can I say, they really open the mind, they open portals. Really, really great cards. So I'll be using these cards to sort of look a bit about the year ahead. Okay, so I'll do that one in a minute. Right, so to start with, like I said, we're going to use let's have a look. We're going to use the Wisdom from the Crystal Skulls. So we're looking directly at the Crystal Skull Collective. So I'm going to do 3 cards out now. Like I said, it's going to be quite general for the minute because obviously I'm reading for everyone. And then we'll take it from there. See what happens. Right, so we'll draw 3 cards now. So we've got that one. And the third card. That one there. Lovely. So let's see what's come up for us all. Like I said, this is a general one for today and going into the new year. Right, water. Interesting. That came up earlier. We have ancestors. Interesting. And we have gratitude. Okay, lovely. Now that's a very beautiful skull. Right, so let's start with the first one. The first card to come up is water. So you can see him. Now the light has a tendency to shine on these cards, so I'm trying to avoid the light. But see the beautiful skull there? It's blue and brown. Water. This is also card number 41. So 4 and 1 is 5. So this is a very deep, mysterious type of card. Water takes you deep. It takes you deep within your emotions, within your feelings and your intuitions. So sort of today, basically it's one of the darkest periods of the year. We are being taken deep within ourselves, into our emotions and our feelings. And yeah, basically going deep within us. It's not a time at the moment to be like rushing around, doing lots of plans for the year ahead. This is a time just to be, just to see, you know, just go with the flow, have a rest, do things you like, just be. But let's see, that's the water. Now, the interesting thing is that skull is also, if I can show you again, if it looks right, he's actually looking to the future. Avoid that light. There we go. Looking to the future. So he's looking ahead. So he's looking ahead to the future, but he's not rushing anything. All right, that's the key. Now, the central card is actually very interesting. Card number 29, which numerologizes to number 11, which is one of the master numbers. 11 is the Christ energy. So at the moment, there's a lot going on the planet. We've got the ascension process. Our energies are changing. And this one is about the Christ energy coming in and being the focus in our lives. So it's about pure unconditional love, purity, truth, unconditional love, gearing, that side of things. Let me show you the card. Right, it's ancestors. So this is taking us back into the past, back into our soul history, back into you know, our ancestors, those that we connect with that have lived before. This can be obviously in the recent past. This can also go right back into antiquity. So our ancient ancestors, which is interesting because obviously there's many theories on this and I could go on for ages, but a lot of knowledge and information is coming through at the moment with regards to our ancient history and our past. I mean, it's been known for a long time that what we are taught historically in schools is not necessarily the whole truth. There are a lot of things out there that we either don't understand or are mysteries or different ways of thinking, you know, different ways of seeing the world. So basically this is about connecting with our ancestors and with our ancient history and our truth within. So there we are. He, though, if you look, is looking directly ahead. So he's not looking to the past or the future. It's about being in the now. So I would just, go with the flow with that one. Let's see what happens. But he's very beautiful. And then the third card is quite similar. This one is gratitude. Now it's the card number 16, which numerologizes to 7. 7 is a very spiritual number, but it's an actively spiritual number. Most spiritual numbers are sort of inner. Going within peacefulness, feminine energies. The 7 is slightly different because it's a spiritual number, but it's more about taking the spirituality out. So that would be like teaching, talking to others, broadcasting, a bit like what I'm doing now, I suppose, really, but taking it out there. So that's the 7. Gratitude. So this one's about, being grateful for what we have. Now it's very interesting. I was reading last week about how the richer we are, the more we want. So basically, the less we have, the less we want. It's a very interesting way that the universe works. So just remember that sometimes having less of the material goods means that you have more riches within. Doesn't always work like that, but generally it's a lot to do with that. So what it's saying is be grateful for what you have in your life, okay? Don't always be wanting something better or something else, because it will give you a feeling of emptiness and a hole. If you're always wanting instead of being content within yourself, you will always feel that gap, and you will always want more and always be seeking for more and never get any peace. But if you want true peace, it's about being in the now. It's about being content and happy with who we are and what we have. And gratitude, by the way, being grateful for the things we have and giving back out to people that have given to us, also keeps that lovely flow of energy going as well. So that's a really nice card to get. This lady's got a lot of gold in her as well. So black with gold. Now the black's very deep and mysterious. Again, takes you deep within the soul. The gold is very spiritual colour. Again, actively spiritual. So none of these cards are about rushing ahead, by the way. Like I said, we have water, the ancestors, and gratitude. This is for now. So this is like about spending time just being at the moment, not racing ahead into all sorts of things. Just being, disconnecting, just being, and looking to the future, to the year ahead, but not rushing anything at the moment. Okay, so those are nice cards to get. Right, so that's mainly for sort of today of what's going on with us all at the moment. I'm going to have a look at the I'm going to use the Starman cards now, the David Bowie cards. Totally interesting. Now those ones, the David Bowie cards, are very bright. Show you. Well, you'll see them actually when I draw some out. I'm going to draw 3 cards now for everyone. So again, it's going to be general for the coming year ahead. We'll see what Mr. Bowie has to say. Here we go. Right, lovely. Right, so 3 cards for the year ahead for everybody. Now the aim here is obviously to give you something to think about, and some guidance for the year ahead. Okay. So let's see what comes up and take it from there. These cards are quite big, by the way, as well. They're pretty much, they're huge. They're great to sift through. Amazing images. Really good to work with. Right. 6 of Pentacles is the first card. At the centre card is the Prince of Wands. And then the third card is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is quite an interesting layout. Lots of lovely bright cards and colours. The one on the left and one on the right, these two are oranges and yellows. The central card, the Prince of Wands, is blues and greens. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because these are tarot cards. These are a tarot deck. But I've never really found that they work well like a tarot deck. I read them very much like an oracle deck with tarot thrown in. So, just to start with, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So this is for the year ahead. So let's have a look at this card. Right. There is a lot of pentacles in this card. I mean, it's the 6. So this is about moving forward in a really nice way. I'll show you. Like I said, avoiding the light again because it keeps shining on these cards. Okay, 6 of Pentacles. So lovely yellow and orange colours. So there's a warm, positive colours. a nice feeling of home and the hearth and warmth. It's Pentacles, which is the earth suit, which is about being grounded, it's about being practical, and it's about being down to earth. Now, the fact you've got these lovely bright colours is bringing in abundance and good fortune. So there's good things coming in for us all generally at the moment. Now, because we've just used the other cards, they're saying about slowing down and just being quiet at the moment, okay, mainly. These cards are much more active. So, but you can't be active and have direction properly unless you've done the quiet bit first. So this is quite interesting. It's almost like we're going to have a quiet phase, but things are going to pick up a lot in the new year. Things will just suddenly start happening. So be aware of that. But we do have a lot of good fortune and success around us. So, you know, be positive. So many things are changing. The world is changing at the moment. So that's a really nice card to get. We also have the tiger, which is like fearless, and also the magic of the feline energy, the cat energy. So obviously the Egyptians used to honour and worship the cats. Not as much tigers, really. I mean, there's more the domestic cats and things, wasn't it? But it's still a cat. It's still within that realm. So fearless, and also feminine energy there. Maybe a waiting phase for a little bit, but also keeping your feet grounded. The Pentacles is always about being grounded. Keeping an eye on the money as well. Just keep an eye on that one. Pentacles is always to do with also to do with money, finances, things like that. Which is usually very relevant in January because we've spent it all over Christmas. Now, the central card, we have the Prince of Wands. Now, this is quite, psychedelic, this one. Have a look at this one. There we are. Interesting. Okay. So there's lots of blues and greens, which indicates usually a lot to do with healing and water and flow. Now, this is actually wands, which is activities. So this is maybe about more to do with going within. Pay attention to how you feel. Go within. This is also a very psychic card. If you look in the imagery, it's hard to sort of show you over the internet. I don't know if you can home in on any of this. There's like faces. Where is it? Up here. See that face? There's like faces around, like looking in from behind, and you can't quite see them. So it's a very psychic card. There's like spirit coming through. It's like moving forward, and it's like information coming through from a deeper area. There's eyes, lots of eyes coming through, and also the central point here, which is the heart. So it's about being much more heart focused. Yes, grounded and practical, but also coming from the heart. Now, I said before Christmas about kindness and compassion, and at the end of the day, the Dalai Lama also says this as well. If you got rid of religion, you got rid of all those sorts of things, at the end of the day, what is left is things like kindness and compassion. So that is the central, spirituality, religion of everything. Kindness, compassion, and love. And those are the central points. But here, with the Prince of Wands, it's about doing things in a more heart-centered way, being more kind towards others, being more aware. Again, going back to the ancestry, that's coming in here as well, because we've got things like the Flower of Life and sacred geometry and fire and all sorts of things coming in with this card. Again, looking to the future, but it's like, wow, pretty amazing. It's also creating things, manifestation, creating what you want this year. You don't have to take second best. You aren't second best. You are the best. So think about what you want and go for it. Make every move. Don't think I'm not good enough or I can't do that, because actually you can. So go with it. All right. And then the third card is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, again, look at this one. Again, lots of lovely yellows and oranges. There's some pinks in there. We also have, look at this, look, the DNA strand. Now, I've said this before, our bodies are changing at the moment. We are evolving as humans. Our DNA is changing. All sorts of things are going on. So, there's going to be times when you're probably feeling not very well. That's all part of the ascension process. So just trust that if you need to have a rest, you need to have a rest. Again, lots of lovely oranges. So, the warmth of the home, spending time, with yourself, the feminine energy, which is bright, receptive. It's also the Queen of Pentacles as well. Pentacles, again, earth suit, just like the first one, Six of Pentacles. So she is the Queen of Pentacles. So she's very much about you know, be a bit careful if you're spending. I would on that side, but generally it's you know, being practical, grounded, using your money and your finances for things that you really want rather than wasting it, really. But again, we've got the trees, we've got the earth, so a lot of good grounding energy here. What else we got here? Let's see. Yeah, very beautiful. Right, so we have the Six of Pentacles, the Prince of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. Now I'm going to draw one more card out from that as like the outcome. So this is like generally, oop, they're very slippery. One more card just to sort of like give us an outcome for the year ahead. Okay, so let's have a look. So this is February. So this is a card. Let me see what comes out. The Hanged Man. Right, lovely. Right, now there are no negative cards in the tarot deck. You've got Hanged Man, you've got the Devil, you've got Death, and a few others. Honestly, they are not negative aspects. They've only come to, you know, be seen as negative across the years, but actually they're not. They're all about change, transformation, moving from one way of being to another way of being. So what we've got here is the Hanged Man in this deck. Here he is. Looks all a bit like thunders and lightning up there though, doesn't it? That suggests that sometimes these things happen without us really wanting them to happen. But the point is, they need to happen. If something needs to happen, it does. But if we don't go with the flow necessarily, sometimes it comes out of our control or goes out of our control. Okay, so if we don't listen to that still inner voice within and we ignore it, then something will happen to make us listen. Okay, so try and listen. However, the Hanged Man is also saying about, again, letting go. It's also about waiting. There's like a waiting phase. Things are improving and opening up. There's lots of lovely colours. There's yellows, oranges, reds, lots of fiery energy. So basically, I would say just hang in there for a minute. Like I said, at the moment, it's hard to know exactly what we're wanting for the year ahead. It's not the right time. It's still the middle of winter. We're still just chilling out after Christmas. Yes, we've had to plan because we have to go to work and things like that, but there's things that we will be wanting to do which will become more clear as the year goes on. The Hanged Man is very much about a bit of a waiting phase, maybe letting go of some of the things we no longer need in our lives, and that could be clutter, it could be maybe some people if they're not doing us a lot of good, it could be like an old job or things that are not making us happy, so you know, any of those things. Okay. Right, so I'm going to end there for the minute. Since this is very much to do with like crystal skulls and things anyway, I'm just going to show you one or two of my skulls before I finish. I said, I think I've shown you Altair before. Altair is lovely. He is clear quartz with the Labradorite eye. Now, he was channeled by somebody I know from the spirit guide of Akhenaten. So he's a channeled it's a channeled image, and the skull has been carved in that image. So I want to do a bit more with him because he's quite incredible, and he's tuning in some very high frequencies and energies. So like I said, that's Altair. Right, so there we go. He's an Arcturian skull. I should have said that, Arcturian skull. We also have Mantis. Right, Mantis is just friendly, loves to say hello. Part of the Mantis Star Nation. I've mentioned him before. He's said hello several times, but he just says hello, Happy New Year. And the third one is my Andromedan skull, Chester. So Chester's a friendly little chap. He may be small. He may look insignificant. He's made of golden healer quartz, which is beautiful. But he is incredibly deep. Connects with Andromeda. Brings through all sorts of fascinating information from the universe. And this year, there will be a lot more of that going on. I don't know if any of you saw my card prediction last night for the new year on the Voice of Kel, which is my crystal skull page. But that was talking very much about the star nations and star brothers and sisters. We'll be making a lot more connection with this year. We will be bringing through a lot more information, technology, and all sorts of things. And like I said, our gifts and our abilities will also be opening up a lot more this year. So if you're feeling a bit tired or you need a break, take it. You know, and also don't be afraid to ask somebody like healers, psychics, or whoever you think is appropriate for some guidance, a bit of support. Okay, but just look after yourselves. Things are happening anyway. I don't think we have a lot of choice. We need to go with the flow. That's what it's saying. The energies are changing. But anyway, could waffle on for ages. That's a whole new ball game. So I will say, lovely speaking to you. Happy New Year. And if you look below this message at the bottom, I will also post up the links for my 2 pages. Like I said, Voice of Kel, which is my Crystal Skull channel page, and Realms of the Magical Light Beings, which is my extraterrestrial star beings and other beings page. Okay, so take care. Happy New Year. Lots of love to you all.